Investigators are piecing together what is now the deadliest shooting in modern Texas history.
More than 2 dozen people were killed at First Baptist Church in Sutherland Springs, 35 miles east of San Antonio. Blake Hansen live at the scene with the latest.
Tim and Lauren, a large part of this town is still blocked off to anyone but investigators this morning outside First Baptist Church with at least 26 people dead. You can imagine it can take a long time to track every bullet, to locate evidence, and also sadly deal with the removal of the bodies. This small community changed forever. Around 11:20 yesterday morning, 911 calls started coming in about a shooting at the First Baptist Church. Investigators say 26-year-old Devin Kelly was at a gas station across the street, clad in all black and a ballistic vest, when he drove to the church, started firing from the outside, and then moved inside and kept shooting. He killed at least 26, ages range from just 5 to 72 years old. Investigators say he then came out of the church and a neighbor shot at him. A group of neighbors then chased him in their vehicles until the shooter crashed and was found dead, though we don't immediately know if it was from a self-inflicted wound or if a neighbor struck him. Now, the community trying to understand all of this gathered for a vigil last night. Just 400 people live here, so a big chunk of the community would have been in the church.
We're not going to understand the full impact of it for a while, but that entire church was decimated. Every single family in that church has been affected.
That guy, he destroyed our whole community.
Among the victims, the pastor's 14-year-old daughter, and woman who was 8 months pregnant. Now, the FBI and Texas DPS have been out here on scene investigating this. Officials gave us some information yesterday. Still missing, though, is that one key answer to the question of what was the motive behind all of this. There has not been a briefing scheduled just yet for updated information, but we do anticipate getting more information at some point in time later today. Live for Good Day, Blake Hansen, Fox 4 News.
Thank you for the update, Blake. The gunman served in the U.S. Air Force 3 years ago.
Also has a history of violence, and Dan is here with more on his troubled background.
Well, Tim, as Blake told us, the suspect is 26-year-old Devin Patrick Kelly. He served in the U.S. Air Force from 2010 to 2014, and he received a bad conduct discharge. Kelly was reportedly from New Braunfels, a suburb outside of San Antonio. Back in 2012, when he was in the Air Force, he was court-martialed for assaulting his wife and child. In addition to that bad conduct discharge, he had been sentenced to confinement for 12 months. Officials say it doesn't appear he was affiliated with any organized terror group. After the shooting Sunday, a man with a rifle exchanged gunfire with Kelly outside the church. Kelly got into his vehicle and sped off. He was chased at high speed by a man who'd been driving by the church, accompanied by the man with the rifle. The two of them pursued Kelly until his vehicle wrecked into a ditch.
The gentleman that was with me got out, rested his rifle on my hood, and kept it aimed at him, telling him to get out, get out. There was no movement. There's none of that. It's like he just gave up. He just he went off in the ditch, hit a hay bale from what I could see, and then he just never moved after that. He didn't get out. He didn't try anything.
Officers found Kelly dead in his vehicle. It's not clear, as Blake mentioned, if he was killed by perhaps law enforcement gunfire or the man with the rifle, or maybe a self-inflicted gunshot wound. This past summer, he apparently worked as a security guard for a Texas water park. That, according to a resume that appears online. Dan Godwin on Good Day.